Before starting any MSB product repair, there are a few crucial tips to keep in mind. When touching any circuit boards or electrical components, it is always best to touch the chassis of the product first or use an ESD-safe work surface or grounding bracelet to prevent any electrostatic discharge from harming the product. It is important to keep track of all hardware throughout the build process to prevent any loose hardware from getting left inside the unit. Also, keep in mind that there is a variety of hardware used in each product. Some products use soft nylon screws to prevent unwanted electrical connections. These screws are delicate and can cross-thread very easily. Other products have crucial heat-sensitive devices. If over-tightened, they can crack and shorten the life of the product. Pay careful attention to what type of hardware is being used and how it is being used when disassembling your product.
Begin by removing any digital inputs or blank modules from your unit. To remove the output card, flip the unit over and use a number 1 Phillips to remove the 3 440 screws and lock washers along the jack panel. Be sure to keep track of all your hardware throughout the repair process. Flip the unit over and remove the output card by using the open portion next to the jack panel. It helps to gently use the RCA connector to lightly work the card loose while applying pressure to the back of the jack panel with your other hand. Once the output card is out of the unit, use a number 1 Phillips to remove the 2 256 screws and washers located above the clock portion of the circuit board. Next, use a pair of small snips or flush cutters to clip the 3 tabs around the edges of the circuit board. Then gently but firmly break the clock board away from the rest of the input card. Once removed, clean up the remnants of the circuit board tabs by clipping them off. Now attach the replacement clock board by lining up the 2 upper screw holes of the case with the 2 holes in the circuit board before using a number 1 Phillips to replace the 2 256 screws and washers. To reinstall the output card, start by guiding it into the chassis with the connectors raised and the jack panel flat to find the connectors at the back of the pocket. Once you feel the module begin to seat into the connectors, brace the chassis and apply pressure at either end of the output card at roughly the same height as the circuit board. Now use a number 1 Phillips to reinstall the 3 440 screws and washers along the bottom of the jack panel. Flip the unit over and reinstall any blanks or digital input modules. Now put the unit back into your system and, as always, enjoy the music.